The LOEWE puzzle bag versus Meloy Naomi handbag. Which one would you choose? Hello everyone, welcome back to another mommy review where I review all things for the love of. Today I am doing a comparison between the LOEWE puzzle bag versus the Meloy Naomi handbag. Now before I get started, if you like the content on this channel, please consider giving this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. It will really help a lot. Thank you so much for considering, and on with the video. So lately I have been diving deep into luxury alternatives compared to the regular Louis Vuitton and Chanel and Hermes, and looking for affordable alternatives but with the same level of quality. So that's when I started looking into an alternative for the LOEWE puzzle bag. As some of you know already, I am a huge lover of the LOEWE puzzle bag. It's been on my wish list for a while. The small one is priced currently at $4,620. If you're interested more about this handbag, please check out my separate video comparing the size difference between the regular and the small and how to decide between the two. But I think it is a great, underrated, kind of understated, low-key luxury handbag that's very minimalistic with great quality and craftsmanship. I love its architectural shape and also it's handcrafted in Spain. I think it is greatly popular among minimalists, and it's definitely one of the handbags that's been more popular. With that said, I know there is a nano version, but personally I'm not sure the nano handbag trend is here to stay, so I gravitate towards either the mini or like the smaller version, or there actually is a regular, so I guess there's 4 sizes in total for a LOEWE puzzle bag. But I frankly really love this handbag, so that's why I was looking to luxury alternatives, because I was looking into what are some affordable alternatives, and that's when I came across Meloy. Now I have done a separate video on the Meloy handbag specifically and the options that they offer, but for this video I want to do a kind of apples to apples, or as close as I can get, for the Meloy Naomi handbag versus the LOEWE puzzle bag. I'm planning on going over pros and cons, go over description of each of the handbags, and then ultimately arrive at whether it is worth it. So let's get started. So the LOEWE handbag, I think I simply love. They have a beautiful zip pocket on the outside, so it's very easy access for you to grab at the items that you frequently use. I love how there's option for using as a crossbody, a shoulder bag, and also a top handle. There are no feet on the bottom for the small size, but there are feet in the medium or so-called regular size. It's an easy on-the-go everyday bag. I think it's super comfortable with the wider section of the strap as well. And then the medium and the regular version, which is the bigger LOEWE puzzle bag, it's a great option. I think it's like able to fill all your daily essential and then some. It's a little bit slouchy when it's not full, but it can be a little bit on the heavier side because it is full leather, but the regular size does have feet on the bottom. There are actually a lot of color options available on the LOEWE website, so you know a bag is popular when there are just like so many color options available. But frankly, like, I am just so breathlessly in love with this handbag that every time I head over to store I can't help but stop and have a look at it. You can see that the mini version is priced at $3,420. The small version is $4,620, and then there's also the medium version available as well. And then the medium version is priced at $5,170, so definitely not a light price tag. They also have a hobo version, which I did a separate review on if you're interested in looking a little bit into the various forms of the puzzle bag. So with that said, I think that's a really good general overview of the LOEWE puzzle bag that has just hit the handbag lovers world by storm over the last few years as a more understated, minimalistic bag. Now, what I want to talk about next is the Meloy brand. Now, Meloy, I think, has some extra dose of like interesting colors. The brand itself was officially launched in 2015, and it was designed by like a former industrial designer turned handbag designer, Meg. This Turkish handbag brand has definitely caught my attention. I love how the design gives like a nod to the architectural lines and elements. It values simplicity and functionality and fashion at the same time. I think that the Naomi bag is the one that kind of really steals the show for me. At least that's what caught my eye first. So this one is $754 for this pastel one. They do have various sizes, like the small Naomi that is $685, and they also have like a mini wallet version as well. But I think I'll just compare it to like the regular Naomi, which is priced at $754. So a very big price difference compared to the LOEWE, let's say the small puzzle bag that is $4,620. So like a price difference of close to, I would say, like $4,000. You can get a lot of handbags for $4,000. So I think this is a great alternative to consider if you really love the architectural, like geometric line design. The main difference is that this handbag is definitely a little bit more structured. It's very more stiff as opposed to the smooth kind of slouchy leather that you get with the LOEWE puzzle bag. And you can see it has like a flat magnetic closure rather than a zipper closure. And it has a zip pocket on the side as well. It's definitely, I think, a bag that's inspired by the original LOEWE puzzle bag. It does have an adjustable strap that you can easily adjust to cross body versus shoulder. There is a top handle option. That's really cute, isn't it? I love how like there's a little bit of a bulge out here to make it like a little bit more interesting. It's not just like a flat handbag. I think at first glance it's obvious that like it has some symmetries that are very similar to the LOEWE puzzle bag, but when you look deeper into the details, it's quite different on its own. Like whereas the LOEWE handbag is actually meant to be more soft and palatable, kind of melts to like a different form. The LOEWE handbag is really different from this one that's definitely super structured. Paneling is similar, but like a very different vibe, I would say, between the two different handbags. I think it's very refreshing to see a larger handbag like this. It's definitely one that I'm considering as an alternative. So what are my final thoughts? Overall, I see a lot of potential actually with Meloy handbags. I haven't seen too many reviews on it. I think it is very unique on its own. I love how there's multiple ways to wear it, and at that price, it's just a great option to consider trying out if you really like the geometric bag shape. But keep in mind it does bulges out a little bit more and it's more structured, so it's not as stretchy, probably a smaller capacity compared to the LOEWE puzzle bag. But I think it's a great option to consider. But I know for some people, if you like LOEWE puzzle bag, you like it. There's really no reasoning behind it. I think this bag would definitely have more of a better resale value in the pre-loved market as opposed to the Meloy one. But with that said, at that price point, I think it's a good find. The other thing to consider for the LOEWE puzzle bag is that like it has a flap and a zipper closure, so that's very different from the Meloy version that's like a magnetic closure. So that might be a way for you to decide between the two different handbags. And of course, you know that when you're buying LOEWE, you're buying good quality, good craftsmanship. Not to say that Meloy isn't, which I don't have first-hand experience with them right now, but I know that there is like a degree of guarantee if you were to pick up a handbag from LOEWE. So that is my quick summary and review between the LOEWE puzzle bag versus the Meloy Naomi bag. Now at the end of the day, which one do you think is worth it more? If you have a choice between the two handbags, would you go for the Naomi handbag from Meloy, or would you go for the LOEWE puzzle bag? I would love to hear from you. Well, if you also have a hold of either of these handbags, I would love to hear what is your experience with the handbag. Do you love it or would you leave it? Well, that's it for now. Thank you so much for joining me on this handbag lover's journey comparing Meloy's Naomi versus the LOEWE puzzle bag. And I look forward to your comments below. I'll see you next time in another video. Take care and stay safe, everyone. Bye for now.